What's up, you guys? It's MB Maniac, and today I'm going to be going over part 2 of my NBA awards predictions for the upcoming 2016-17 NBA season. If you missed part 1, the link to that video is in the description below. And in this video, we're going to start things off with my predictions for the Kia 6 Man of the Year award, which I believe will go to Jamal Crawford of the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, Jamal Crawford has already won a couple of these awards, and I think with their lack of scoring at small forward, he's going to have to come in off the bench a lot earlier and probably slide Redick to that 3 spot because they're going to need a lot of scoring, especially with Mbamute at the small forward position, who's definitely not known as a scorer. And what else can we say about him? I mean, we know what he can do, man. He has a lot of good dribbling moves. You know, he's a smart vet. You know, he gets to the line a lot. And I just think that even at his advanced age, he's really capable of coming in off the bench and averaging around 16 to 17 points a night for this team. You know, he has some big nights every now and then, and he will have his nights where he struggles. You know, that's just how a scorer is in the NBA. But I just don't see a lot of other bench players being as good as him, which is why I have him as my 6th man of the year. Next on the list, we've got my pick for the NBA Coach of the Year award, and this was actually the easiest pick for me because I think the clear frontrunner is Tom Thibodeau of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, he was a really good coach in Chicago. You know, he kind of turned that team into a playoff contender when he was there. You know, he was there when Rose had his MVP season, and I don't think he should have gotten fired in the first place. But man, what a group of talented players to come into. And even though Minnesota is a really young team, I think Tom Thibodeau's aggressive coaching personality is going to bode well for them. You know, it'll help them mature a lot faster. You know, he's going to instill defensive identity under that team, which is good because a lot of young players aren't really interested in defense anyway. And I think this is the team that's definitely going to have the biggest increase in win productions. I could actually see this team winning 50 games as they have Karl Anthony Towns, who's already a beast. You know, I think Thibodeau is going to help him have a really good year. He's definitely going to be an all-star this year, and I think Wiggins will be as well. You know, Wiggins is a little questionable on the defensive end at times, but I think now with Thibodeau there, he's really going to make that jump, and I expect Wiggins to be in the all-star game as well, and that's all due to Tom Thibodeau being the head coach there now. Next, I have my pick for the Western Conference champion, and this one was really easy. It's going to be the Golden State Warriors. And I don't need to say much about this. You know, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, David West. The names alone are enough to tell you why I think this team is a lock to be in the NBA Finals. You know, there are a lot of other good teams in the Western Conference, don't get me wrong, especially the Spurs. And while I don't think the Warriors are going to cakewalk their way through the playoffs, you know, I do expect the Spurs and Clippers to give them a big challenge, and even the Blazers. But I just think over a 7-game series that no one can beat this team and that they will surely find themselves in the finals in June. And coming out of the Eastern Conference is none other than the defending NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers. And while there are a lot of really solid teams in the Eastern Conference like Indiana, Detroit, Washington, Toronto, they're not good enough to beat the Cavaliers. You know, they just don't have the talent. The Cavs have an overwhelming amount of talent on the roster with 2 flat-out superstars to go along with Kevin Love and other players like J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson. Again, in a 7-game series, I just don't see anyone beating this team, and I think LeBron will continue his Eastern Conference dominance and find himself in his 7th straight NBA Finals appearance. And wrapping things up, I've got my pick for the 2017 NBA champions, and that's none other than the Golden State Warriors. Now, I'm really excited for this year's finals because LeBron James and Kyrie Irving are definitely not going to just sit back and watch the Warriors take the crown. You know, I think these games are going to be super competitive and they'll probably all be really close. But I have the Warriors edging out the Cavs 4-2 because with the addition of Kevin Durant, I think there's just not enough depth on Cleveland that can match that. You know, the Warriors can have 2 superstars in at any time, you know, while the Cavs, if they have to rest LeBron or Kyrie, you know, I think they're just going to be overmatched. Their starting 5s, I think, match up pretty well, and I could see the starting 5s, you know, even getting a lead over Golden State, but I just think, you know, as the game progresses and, you know, people start to get tired, that Golden State just has a way better bench and a lot more depth, which is why I have them as my NBA champions. So that's going to wrap up my NBA awards predictions, and man, I am so ready for the season to start. It starts tomorrow night, and I can't wait to watch that Warriors-Spurs game. That's going to be so exciting. You know, you get to see Cleveland get their rings, and Man, I just cannot wait. So that's going to do it for me, guys. And as always, any questions, comments, feedback you have for me, let me know in the comment section below. Signing off as always, MB Maniac out.